We hope that communities will be able to gain support and feel connected to each other.
We were involved with LEAP from the very start, before it was established, when it was just the germ of an idea, going for funding from the lottery. We work with the whole community in Stockwell, so any families that live in Stockwell ward, we work with them if they want to use our services. LEAP families were already, before the pandemic, facing a lot of barriers and problems. There's a very large number who haven't got very good English, and there's a very large number who haven't got awareness of all the services that they're entitled to access, and not necessarily a very good awareness of their own neighbourhood even sometimes. I think LEAP has worked really well in terms of not just kind of plunging into an area as a kind of new organisation. What it's done is it's worked very hard to work with the existing organisations and groups and communities in those areas, and that's been one of the keys to its success. The good thing about working with Stockwell Partnership here is the fact that Stockwell Partnership has been embedded in the area as a community anchor organisation for 20 years. A family engagement worker that we have in Stockwell, Marta, who goes off and makes lots of connections with families. And what she does through the LEAP programme, she helps those parents to connect with each other, but also helps them to connect to services better and their locality better. We're running an early years LEAP forum, and at that we bring in some of the health professionals from LEAP, if you like, who do the parent-infant bonding or the oral health programmes, or diet nutrition programmes. And then they have sessions with those parents who have come along to the forum or to some of our casual, more informal get-together sessions. And that raises awareness of those issues with the parents, and they do in a fun way. And obviously by bringing parents together in those forums and in activities like yoga and baby massage and little wanderers, taking them into the local park. If the LEAP programme didn't exist, there would be a lot of parents who are very isolated and would not be using the full range of services that they are entitled to and often should be aware of and using. And I think what LEAP really helps us to do is connect those families, outreach to those families and then connect them to services and to peer support, and also raise awareness of all the things that are on offer in their locality, in their neighbourhood.
Communities are really well placed to design and to own their own projects, their own solutions. What we want is for that community centre to be somewhere that's really open to residents, really beneficial to them, and running projects with people like LEAP that can really start to play a really significant role in people's lives. I think it can be difficult to pick your way through raising young children on your own, and I think you can sort of feel a little bit lost and without other people to turn to if you don't necessarily have those parenting peer groups. So I think LEAP represents a great source of comfort and expertise, but also a source of other parent friends, because I think we all need those peer groups and those sort of familiar, comforting voices. As with most interventions, the earlier you can work with young families, the better the long-term outcomes are, particularly in things like literacy, in developing healthy eating habits, but also in growing those informal support networks that all parents need from time to time, as well as reducing the need for greater intervention further down the line. LEAP's response has been nothing short of extraordinary. They were so responsive, so forthcoming with creative, locally rooted solutions that make great sense to people that live here. There's this feeling with a lot of community interventions that this support has been helicoptered in with well-intentioned expertise, but it's come from somewhere else. But with LEAP projects, you very much get that feeling that it's of Lambeth, for Lambeth and from Lambeth, and I think that really helps us to build that momentum with local families. It's our aim at Pinnacle to make sure that the Martetsfield North Community Centre is doing everything it can to make our communities better places to live. And as far as putting together projects that support families and young people to get off to the best possible start in life, I don't think I could have found a better partner for that than LEAP. Sitting in one of those sessions, like Snuggle Time story sessions, it can be quite emotional, particularly to come from sort of starting from scratch as we have, to watch that come out of emails, come out of meetings with people at LEAP, and then to be happening in front of you, this glorious, noisy, messy session for parents and toddlers in the community centre. To watch that come to life in front of your eyes it's really touching, it's quite emotional. Without our partnership with LEAP, parents on Martensfield North would be missing a huge amount of really enriching projects happening right on their doorstep. There'd be no literacy projects supporting them and their children and toddlers how to read. There'd be no dietary support supporting parents and young children to learn what healthy balanced diets look like. There'd be no ability to meet up with other parents and to develop those informal support networks, those parent friends that I'm sure we all need from time to time.